Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online video. Today we are participating in the Modern Qualifier with Mono Green Eldrazi Tron. This hand is hot garbage, especially on the draw, so we're going to mulligan this. This hand is actually kind of interesting. It's a little bit slower than I'd like, but it's not bad. Allows us for some interaction on turn 2. Turn 3, you're able to play a Thought-Knot Seer. We'd probably want to drop the Power Plant for the Cavern Souls. That way I have a green source in case we draw into World Breaker, so in Myco Spawn. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty palatable. Yeah, going in blind, I feel okay with this. Not my favorite hand, but not horrible either. Footfalls, okay. Draw, lab, pass. Still haven't seen what we're playing against just yet. Alright, so I feel like maybe Hollow One could also be creativity, which is also likely. So these Kozilek's commands definitely going to be good for that. They could Thoughtseize. Okay, Thoughtseizing me is a little bit worse. I think we do hold on to these commands. I could cycle one, but I think we hold them instead. Imagine they take a command. I'd be surprised if they take the Thought-Knot Seer if this is creativity, because Thought-Knot will be able to disrupt it. The command's also able to accelerate me and find solutions. Ooh, interesting. Taking a Thought-Knot. A little bit surprised, but it's fine. So yeah, kind of thinking creativity. I mean, red-black right now really is one of two things, and the Dwarven Mind solidifies that as at least Rakdos creativity. Now could be Jund, could be 5 color, but probably Jund, I'd imagine. Arid Mesa, crack it. There's still one off of being able to creativity. This could be a Fable the Mirror Breaker, which if it is, I think we probably want to... I do need to get rid of the Goblin Shaman token. So let's go ahead and do that. The question is, do I scry or do I ramp? I think I ramp here for a bigger command next time. Just really can't let them get the artifact tokens because I can't interact with those as easily here. Let's play the Cavern Soul since they already know about it. And then I think we just hold here. Inquisition of Kozilek. Well, you just had to make it difficult. So, at this point, we have to just send the Kozilek's command and find solutions. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could get rid of Fable there. Chalice isn't doing much at this point, I don't think. So I think going either Thought-Knot or the World Breaker is right here. Running 6, grabs back a land, so now they'll have 4. Do we World Breaker? The thing is they have a token regardless. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think it's right for us. May have been right actually to do the lab, that way they can't thought seize it. But I think it's right for us to, well, actually, hold on. If I get rid of a land, they only have 3. They would need a land plus. Well, they have Ren and 6, so they'll have a land. So I think it's right to go with Thought, not Seer instead here. Here's the Bloodstained Mire. Blood Crypt. Untap for Fatal Push. Yep, so they'll draw 1 extra, basically cycles the Fatal Push. There's Fable, we'll get rid of Fable, and next turn we'll be able to get rid of the Fable and Mirror Breaker. This isn't a bad position to be in, it's not great either. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, well, they played the Arid Mesa, 1 unknown in hand. I swear, did they draw into... No shot they drew into the creativity. Did they actually? I mean, variants of the thing. It just will be wicked upsetting if that's the case. Okay, taking out a token's fine. What? Is it creativity? Why haven't bothered taking out the token then? Gotta be joking me! Oh! 2, 3, 4, 5. You take out both of the tokens. I mean, the World Breaker doesn't even matter. 2, 3, 4, 5. We would have 6. What could we even do with 6 mana? 1, 2, 3, 4. Not even. What the fresh hell? Wow. Yeah, I guess we jumped a breaker. The breaker isn't doing anything. Well, that's heartbreaking. Not much we can do about it, though. Yeah, we even have Karn. That's going to be 12 plus 6, so that's going to be 18 damage. If I had enough for a bridge, that would be a different story, but we don't. We have enough for Karn plus a 1-drop, and that just ain't going to do it. Well, alright. That is rough. As far as sideboard is concerned, probably want to bring in Dismember Stonebrain. All Dust is still good here, and Leveler actually is in some cases actively bad. So I might just bring in the Brain and Dismember. Cut this away in Myco Spawns and keep that. Yeah, I think that's probably right. That was like the only thing they could have drawn that would have hurt me there. So unfortunate. So this is John Creativity. Did we see a green source at all there? Yeah, for Ren and 6. Jund, Indomitable Creativity, lost in game 1. Brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Yeah, I'm trying to think if even if we had gotten rid of the Fable, if it really would have mattered. They could have still X equals 1. I mean, we would have been in a better position, mind you, but it still wouldn't have been great. Yeah, I don't know. But that being said, we'll see how we fare in game number 2. Being on the play definitely is going to help out in this matchup a lot. We are going to play for game number 2. This hand cannot be kept. Same with this hand. So down to 5 already. It's not great, but it is doable. Ugh. Like, need another land, though? So that really would be Stone Brain on 2. You dump the Chalice plus Impulse, keep the Karn and Talisman. It's not great, but it might be enough. Might be in a really strong word, though. Okay, Arid Mesa, crack down to 19. They have Thoughtseize, that puts a wrench in things. There's a Thoughtseize, so what do you grab? I imagine the Stone Brain. Otherwise, I imagine the Karn. The problem is they brought in Terastodon as well, so we need to hit Indomitable Creativity at the Stone Brain to slow him down. But they also have access to Persist now. It's so much easier for them to get an Archon or Terastodon into the graveyard for Persist. Indomitable Creativity genuinely is going to be one of the best decks in the format, I fear. That's why Warping Wail is going to be really good right now. I wonder if I do need to increase the number of Warping Wails. If I do, what would I cut for it? Maybe like 1 Thought Knot, but I don't know. Can't really cut down talismans anymore. Karn is a 4 of Mystic Forge. I guess you could cut down to 2. Still not great, however. Opponent's thinking hard here, and for good reason. They're wondering if they can get through the Stone Brain, or if they risk me playing Karn on 3. Because all it takes is 1 land for me to be able to do so. But we're by no means a good position here. Either that or maybe opponent like stepped away for a moment. That's also a possibility, I suppose. To be fair, they have time to burn. Taking the Karn, okay. So they think they can get through the Brain. To be fair, Brain Finno follow-up is a bit rough. Golos Command's good, though. Let's play the Brain. Pass. A land would be good next turn. That way I can play both the Talisman and activate the Brain. Normally I don't like playing Stone Brain if I can't activate it on the same turn. Yields just to a possibility of it being destroyed by Boseiju, Haywire Might, etc. And they definitely play Boseiju because they're running 6 loop, which is something I do need to worry about here because they could just lock me out of the game, more or less. Arid Mesa. Yeah, why would they give me the Brain? I feel like they must have some way to interact with it. Like, they know that I'm going to name Indomitable Creativity, though maybe they hope that I just name Archon and ignore the Terastodon. But I think I've learned my lesson of hoping my opponent makes the wrong play. But watch me name Creativity and they don't bring in Terastodon. I'd be so upset. But now that I put it out into the world, it's bound to happen. But I'm thinking long and hard. They must have something. At least I'd imagine so. The next turn, we pretty clearly just go Stone Brain. I mean, if we really want to be risky, we could go Kozilek's Command X=1 and try and find a land as well. Not sure that's the right move, though. In an ideal world, we draw into a land. That way we can go land, Talisman, set up for Kozilek's Command, X equals, what, 2, 3, 4, 5? X equals 3 would be the ideal result. Excuse me. I'm not sure what's going on with opponent. They've been taking some really long turns. Okay. Back to me. Ooh, drew the land after all. That is lovely. Nope. Let's go Talisman of Unity. And I guess they could blow me out by instant speeding Boseiju, but they do not. Okay, name you Indomitable Creativity. Indomitable Creativity. They did have it. They did have the Boseiju. Wild. Why didn't they? Huh. Fascinating. Okay, they did bring the Terastodon, so I'm not going to kick myself for naming this. Okay, well, creativity down. We now need to be worried about a persist, however. And she didn't pay enough attention. I imagine they have persist, but I could be mistaken. I guess they could Boseiju me now, hitting the temple. Yeah, really confused why they didn't go for the Boseiju. Okay, pass the turn to them. Arid Mesa crack. Another Crypt, imagine for the Fable. I'll want to get rid of the Goblin Shaman, because that's going to let them ramp into casting Archon naturally. Well, let's go ahead and I think we need to scry. Set up our next few turns. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'd be off the Devourer. So let's just keep the Thought Knots then. Pass. If we're able to get rid of Archon, whatever they draw off the Fable, I think that would be good. I think it would be really unfortunate is if they discard the Archon and draw into a Persist. That would be the worst case scenario. I mean, I guess they also have the Faithless Looting for that. Faithless Looting is so good. You get the draw and then discard. I mean, it also makes sense for them just to play Looting here, right? That way, if they can see if they draw into the Persist, pitch the Archon, cast Persist. I mean, they have the mana for it. Boseiju, Arid Mesos. No more Boseiju. Which is a bit surprising. There's the Faithless Looting. I mean, if they pitch the Archon, we know they have the Persist. That much is almost guaranteed. Ooh. Persist? Like, on one hand, maybe I could have waited a turn. And, yeah, maybe I should have waited. Okay. Faithless Looting again. Yeah, because now they have 2 Persist targets in Grave, and I have no way to interact. Yeah, maybe I should have waited to the end of their turn. Maybe I got a bit too aggressive there. I mean, they would have attacked. They would have wanted to exile it before. Yeah. A bit rough. There's a Persist. No, it's the Ren and 6. Okay. Grab back the Boseiju, though. That's a bit unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Dwarven Mine. Why the Dwarven Mine? Interesting. Well, let's go... Thought Not Seer. Another Faithless Looting. A Fatal Push. And a Dwarven Mine. The thing is, they're going to be able to push the Thought Knot to draw one. The Faithless Looting's so good, though. But I need to be able to attack down this Ren. We're going to have 2 blockers in the way of Dwarven Mine and in the way of Fable. That's another thing about this deck. It has so much staying power. I think we take the push. I don't want them drawing more than they can already. I need a threat on board. Not that they can't freaking just flashback a Looting anyways. Here comes Looting number 1. Pitching another Boseiju. Here's a Persist. That's my guess. Yep, there's... Yeah, they were just looking for the Persist, and now they get to do this. What's my recourse? There might not be any, is the unfortunate truth. I might not have any recourse at this point. And they would have had so many targets in the grave for Persist too. Like, it would have had to just hold the Kozak's command the entire time. Which, like, was doable, I suppose. Just a bit rough. Karn. Well, that's annoying, because whatever I grab with Karn then just gets pitched to Archon. So it's not like I can proactively grab a... I don't know... a bridge. I don't have the mana for it. And they're going to be able to also make a copy of Archon as well. So that'll be, what, 3, 11, 14 plus 6. So 20, that'll be 20 damage on the board. 21 if you include the dwarf. 22 if Ren and 6. Yeah, so maybe there's just an argument that I should have waited to Kozilek's command. And then exile, I guess, the Terrastodon and Archon that they did, but eventually they would have just gotten to the Terrastodon. Basically at the same rate, and it really wouldn't have mattered. Ugh. This deck is going to be such a pain to deal with if I don't have fast enough hands. Yeah, so I can't bridge. I can't even survive if I grab a Haywire Might. I can't stop the Kiki Jiki. I think that's just it. There's no way out of it. Yeah, they got it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think some more on how to approach this matchup. This matchup, clearly, if I look at my analysis, is probably one of my worst matchups. I think I have like one match on out of my 3 of the Gen Creativity. And then I think it's there's a 5C creativity list as well. I guess I got my win against that. So it's really hit or miss. I mean, Warping Wail pretty much breaks this entire deck. Yeah, it just depends. I'll have to get more data to really know what the win rate against this deck is, but I can already tell it's going to be difficult because they have so many different angles of attack between Faithless Looting into Persist or Indomitable Creativity. Ren and 6 basically makes the card disadvantage from creativity, or not creativity, from Faithless Looting null and void. There's just so much going right for this deck, and the amount of staying power with Reflections of Kiki Jiki, the Dwarven Mines for the Dwarf tokens. So like even just attacking their life total is really difficult. And then if you even get them low and they're able to get that creativity off, then they gain mana or gain life off the Archon. It's going to be an interesting matchup. It's going to be interesting to see how this matchup develops. With that being said, we'll be back in just a bit for round number 2. Alright, and we're back for round number 2, this time on the play. Hand's not bad, it's not great though either. We can go turn 2 Chalice on 1, or we can go turn 2 Command, allowing us to turn 3 Karn. We'll keep it. Being on the play, it's a bit better. Still not great, though. There's also an argument that if not going to play Chalice on 1 on 2, we just play on 0 now and pass. That way, if it's an Opal deck, we just catch that. We'll see if that was the right move. It may have been. Chalice gets really interesting now with Opal in the format, because sometimes the Chalice on 0 will just get you a win, even if it's blind. But I think if you're not going to use Chalice, I think it might be right. I'm wondering if that was effective because our opponent's kind of sitting here and just going, what? Okay, well, once Heath would tell me maybe it's not. Let's go Ugin's Lab. We'll tuck the Breaker. And then hold up for the command. And that should allow us the Karn next turn. Okay, there's Saga. So maybe it was an Opal deck. let's move to end step and cast Kozilek's command X equals 2. See if you have a counter. No counters. We'll bottom both of these. Mystic Forge is good. Thought Not Seer. Tempted to play Thought Not to see what we're up against. Also just tempted to play Karn here into a Liquid Metal Coating. And if we're able to resolve this, it means that we should more or less win. Still not entirely certain what we're playing against, but it seems that Chalice on 0 will be effective. Based on the fact that's likely artifact focused, I think we do cut a Allah's Dust for a leveler. Not sure if we do anything else though. I think we just kind of keep as is. Yeah, until we get more information at least. Yeah, I truly do think that firing off Chalice on 0, if you're not going to play it on 1, is probably just right 99% of the time. And that was a prime example of that. There's just enough Mox Opal running around to where it is beneficial. Not my favorite thing to do, but I think it's correct. Also, after doing the math, we're going to have to win our next 7 matches. But we're on the draw for game number 2. Let's take a look. See, this hand is really is not doing anything. I mean, we can have theoretically 5 mana on turn 3 and it's doing jack all, so I guess it'd be 6 mana on turn 3. Yeah, still doing nothing, so I'm gonna look at this. This hand's interesting. Let's just get the Karn, or not Karn, Tron. Yeah, we'll keep this. We'll pitch a command and move ahead. Okay, yeah, 0 definitely a choice. Yeah, okay. Well, there's Chalice. A little bit late. We'll stick it on 0 nonetheless. Yeah, this command. So at least we'll delay them for future turns. Go to combat, take 1. That's fine. We'll have a construct and we probably will want to Kozilek's command, so we might need to hold it back. Okay. Another command, that's excellent. We'll make a construct. Yep. 5/5. I imagine they make another construct and grab Swift Boots. Be my guess at least. They would need a land for that though. There's the land. Yeah, let's go ahead and 1, 2, 3. At 4, 5, we'd still be 1 short of a kick. I still think we do ramp here. And we exile you. At least then we can also block if we want. next turn we'll have 2 mana, so I think we actually don't block and we'll just exile the construct next turn. So we'll take the 7. Kozilek's Command is really good against construct decks for obvious reason here. We'll take the 7 down to 12. Devourer, not great here to be honest. So in Mycospawn, we'll grab a mine. Okay. Ones with teeth. 2. 4 what? Why flip the other white? It's a bit concerning. Wonder if they have protection? No? Okay. Just had the white floated. Odd. Ornithopter, yep. At least they'll be able to deal some damage. So it's like Azorius artifacts. Just gonna stack on the Thopter. Okay. Mystic Forge. I think we played that over the Devourer, to be honest. And Mystic Forge. And there is Karn. You don't need the Urza's Mine next turn. Question is, what do I want to do here with Karn? I mean, I kind of want to get rid of this Ornithopter and make it not as much of an issue. We can push either the Boots or the Shadow Spear off. Make its own creature for what it's worth. Unfortunately, we can't EE. That would be too easy, unfortunately. Yeah, I think we just push and push a artifact off of Thopter. I mean, if they really want to attack Karn, they can. So what do I want to push off? I guess the Shadow Spear. And pass. I think it will exile the mine. Kappa Cannoneer? Yep. Do we have enough? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yes, we'll have enough to get rid of Kappa Cannoneer. So that's good. Do you attack the Karn? You still have flying on the Thopter, for what it's worth. Yeah, it goes 9, 11, and then 11's all I need. We'll take up again next turn and get rid of Lava Spur Boots. So that way Thopter will be a 0-2 again. Yeah, Karn just being able to peel off these equipment is going to be really helpful. One's thinking whether or not they want to attack. I mean, I think it's right to do so. There's no reason not to. Attack the Karn. I think they should attack me. Yeah, I think that's probably the right move. One step, we will activate the Forge down to 8. Another Devour. That's good. So in Myco Spawn as well. Can I actually play the Myco Spawn? Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12. 12 minus 1's 11. So yes, we can still play the Myco Spawn. Not kicked, of course. Because, yeah. 6, 8, then 11 for the tower. Warping well, that's good. So I got the tower. On a Devour on top, well, let's play off the top. Kappa Cannoneer, ward. I will pay for it. And a leveler as well. Love it. Well, let's attack the Myco Spawn before we peel off that equipment. And let's peel off that equipment. Pass the turn. And yeah, this game's over. I do not foresee a way out of this for them. Okay. Another Mystic Forge. It's fine. Let's play the Leveler. Get rid of, I guess, the Ornithopter has evasion, so I'll get rid of the Ornithopter. Let's see here. I have 13 damage on the board. I have access to 6, so 3. Be 1 off, wouldn't I? Because with a Ballista, 2, 4, 6, 3 minus 1, 2. 2 plus this would be 14. I'd be 2 off. But I could also plus the Karn. I mean, they'll block the 6, and then I just deal 10. So, yeah, can't get through it all. Well, I'll just go ahead and attack. Like I said, I don't foresee them finding a way out of this situation. They can't even haste the boots. So this seems like it's Azorius Affinity. Azorius Affinity would be the best thing I can think to name this deck. There's never a way out of this one, I don't think. You can also play a Devourer just to set up the blocker. You can get rid of the Power Stone token just to reduce the amount of artifacts on field. Okay. Down to 4. Yeah, I'm trying to think if we really have anything in the side we can work with. I don't really think so. I guess we could go Haywire Might and just hold up an additional 2 life. Yeah, I think that might be worth it. I might as well play this Forge. Okay. I mean, I can't foresee them drawing into anything that would work to win this game. I mean, even a Kappa Cannoneer, we still have another Devour in the wings. They can't haste it. You have a theoretical 10 life. I will note that it is really interesting that whenever Kappa Cannoneer or another artifact. Oh, it's Azorius Hammer. Oh. Okay. Would not have actually realized that had they not cast that hammer. I'll be completely honest. Wild. Alright, well. Nice clean 2-0 win there. I'll be honest, people in the Tron Discord were worried about Hammer seeing a resurgence, especially if Mox Opal. I've had zero troubles playing against Hammer between Chalice, Kozilek's Command, Karn. I mean, Hammer just is not as lethal as it used to be. So I'm pretty much always happy to see a Hammer matchup. They can definitely blow you out pretty quickly, but I think we have just as much ability to do so, especially if Chalice. As we saw in game 1, where just a Chalice and 0 pretty much bricked their entire game plan. Well, with that being said, we'll be back in just a bit for round number 3. Alright, and we're back for round number 3 on the play. Hand is... So, this actually is a little bit interesting, because it is technically a turn 3 Thought Knot or Karn, but it's not great. There's no really good follow-up, right? Because turn 2, end step Warping Will, make a Scion, grab a land off Devourer, play Thought Knot or Karn, but then we're down to 3 lands, so we need to find the 4th. It's not great. So I'm going to say mulligan this. This hand's not much better. I mean, it's... Okay, actually, correction. It is better. Because we go turn 1, Temple, turn 2, Mine, turn 2, Unity, Power Plant. Then we can either play Thought Knot or Karn. Yeah, we'll keep it. It's not a great hand, but it's palatable. Like a turn 3, 4 drop is not bad. It's not great either. We'll pass. I think if I drew into a Sowing Megaspawn, I'd be pretty happy, actually. Chalice actually intrigues me here. We could go turn 2 X equals 1 Chalice and still go turn 3 Thought Knot. I think Chalice on 1 is the right move here. And then turn 3 Thought Knot. Ideally we draw into a land. If not, we go Talisman Karn. Hedge Maze. Okay. Shifting Woodlands. This could be Titan. Let's play Power Plant. Let's take a look and see what our opponent's doing. This is a turn 4 Karn. So we do have some decent plays here now. EE on 0. Oh, it's Song of Creation combo. Well, that's wild. A lot of Song Creation is X1s or X0s. Let me actually look, MTG Goldfish. There's a few Song Creation lists that have been running about, so I'm kind of curious to look at the deck list to see what I'm really worried about here. Song of Creation. Let's take a peek. Song Creation combo, 5-color list. I mean, a lot of it's 1-drops. Yeah, and then Grape Shot as a finisher with Pact Negation on 0, Chalice on 0, Bauble on 0, Opal. The Main deck EE is a little bit odd, actually. I think we do keep this and grab the EE. And then we go Karn afterwards. Yeah, I want to say that was correct. They can go cash grab. Guess they can grab... What they grab there? Grab the Misty Rainforest. They're still trying to get to Song. Excuse me. Ooh. Well, that makes it interesting now, doesn't it? Because we can play Karn. Do you have a counter? You don't, right? No, well, you could. You could have something. We minus Karn. And I think if we just strip out Song Creation, we win. So the Stone Brain. Play the Stone Brain. Activate the Stone Brain, targeting you. Name Song of Creation. I think that this deck pretty much relies solely on that engine. Is there anything? No, I didn't think so. So is this 5C creation? Kind of. Excuse me, Jesus Christ. My throat has been a bit rough. Look kind of more Temur creation. Temur Song of Creation. Alright, that's a win in game one. Well, I mean, Stone Brain is fantastic here. All His Dust doesn't do much. Leveler is good here. Dismember is not great. So I think we will cut a dust to Mycospawn. Warping Whale would be good-ish. Right? I mean, Grape Shot is a sorcery, but he still gets Storm. I guess it does hit Beseech the Mirror. Yeah, so I guess Warping Whale's still good here. Alright, yeah, we'll run it back. How does Song read? Whenever you cast a spell. Okay. Alright. Well, this hand is okay, actually. As long as they don't... Well, I guess we need a turn 4 with this hand, right? If we find a... whatchamacallit, a lab, then we wouldn't. I guess also Chalice is good here. I think there might be better hands. Still not great. Better. It's not an ideal hand. But this does allow us to Sowing Mycospawn, but to what end, right? We ramp into Sowing Mycospawn, we'd pitch 2, and now we're just kind of hoping to draw into something. Do we go down to 4? Like, this hand is functional. It's just not great. Can we grab the leveler, keep the leveler instead for Karn? Maybe the other hands of the Devours were right. You go one deeper and... yeah, maybe it's right to do so. Alright, we have to keep this. So dump dump you. Keep this for the Thought Knot for some disruption. Yeah, we'll do that. At least this way we have some hand disruption. Bobble, crack, target me. No, target themselves. They'll have a fetch then. Fetch done 19. Grab a Surveil Land. Yep. Edge Maze. Surveil Lands are so good. There's EE. I guess for the Chalice, we'll draw. Warping Well is good. Helps for Beseech. Though I'm not sure if they actually run Beseech in this version because it is a teamer list. Should actually probably look at the teamer list. Well, actually, this person ran the teamer list recently, so I actually have some ideas of what to expect. All right. Lab. Yeah, I mean, I guess there is Malevolent Rumble, Cash Grab, Strike It Rich, but no Beseech. Cash Grab resolves. Guess there's an offer you can't, no, it has to be a permanent, so I guess Endurance is an option. Commercial District, okay. Actually 5, 7. I want to make sure that I have the ability to end step play command. And I guess we don't really need to play command, but there's no reason for me not to dig a bit deeper. Yeah, let's go ahead and play command. Need some way to disrupt them further, and this might bait out a counter. Because I imagine they play... No, maybe not Consign, maybe a Flusterstorm? Urza's Mind's really not doing it. Talisman of Curiosity is okay. Another lab. Well, we can try and ramp, I suppose. And go Talisman. Actually, let that resolve. And then attempt to play Thought Knot. Force of Vigor, EE, Mox Opal. Well, the only solution here is Song of Creation. So Song of Creation is out. Wooded Foothills. Karn. Let's go to combat. So what am I worried about here? We'll play the land for turn. Karn can do what? Not much. They can stop the opals from tapping for mana, though I don't think they truly care about that for the most part. I guess they kind of do. They still need some mana after resolving. They have no real way for them to get anything out of the grave other than that Endurance that they play. EE, Bobble, the Seiju. Yeah, so I think we do... I guess they also play Mind Collapse, which is really funny. Interesting. Yeah, an interesting card there. So yeah, I think we will go for Karn, the Great Creator. Well, minus Karn. And then... And I guess Trinisphere is a good shout. Yeah, Trinisphere might not be a bad call here. Otherwise, we can always go Disruptor Flute next turn. Yeah, so let's go... I mean, they have the Force, but they need a green... Well, I guess they can just play it, right? Yeah, they can play it at instant speed. Huh. Yeah, let's go with the Trinisphere and then pass. I guess that they could flash in an Endurance here. Going to Surveil. Bobble. Pass the turn. What do you got for 4? Mind Collapse? Misty Rainforest. So 1 unknown card right now. A forest. Okay. Okay, there's the Mind Collapse. So 4 left. Well, let's play the lab. Go to combat. Hit you for 4. Down to 7. The unfortunate thing is that, we don't have the Stone Brain available, so we couldn't grab that. Let's grab play the Trinisphere and force them to use this Force of Vigor. They'll take out the out of the Curiosity. I guess I should have tapped that, but it doesn't really matter too much. Down to 3. Actually, don't want to just pass the turn here. Strike it rich. Yeah. Eldrazi Temple. We'll attack in with Thought-Knot Seer. I mean, right now we're 1 turn away from just winning it. They have 1 unknown, now 2 unknown cards, and we have the Whale in hand. There's the Song. There's Opal. There's EE. Imagine they pay 1 red. Strike it rich. I think I'm just hoping that their hubris gets the better of them and they go for 20 exactly. Malevolent Rumble. I could Warping Wail this. Is it right to do so, though? If they're doing this, I mean, they have another Opal in hand. That's guaranteed is the problem. And this only gets them to select 1. Yeah. Let's see. Chooses EE. Play the EE. I guess they could also have, instead of the Grape Shot, this could be... Well, interesting. The number of cards they have left is actually far and few between. They have to be careful, right? There's the Opal, so I have no idea what's in their hand now. They have 8 more... Oh, this is really interesting. They only have 8 more casts. Before they're out of cards there? Oh. They have a Strike It Rich for 9. That only puts them to 18. Oh, I guess the endurance. Oh, that's why endurance is here. That makes sense. To get everything back in. Yeah, that makes a bit of sense. Let's them continue the storm. I was trying to figure out how they were going to get through it all. And they draw 2 cards regardless. Yeah, I really just need to hope that they get greedy. And don't play around the idea that I could have a Warping Whale. Maybe what I should have grabbed was a Tormod script rather than a Trinisphere and exiled their graveyard. Maybe that's what I should have done. Yep, another Mox Opal. Up to 13 now. Mind Collapse, targeting Thought Knot. Well, that's unfortunate. Another Mox Opal. Pact of Negation. Okay, so they're convinced that they win here. An offer you can't refuse, they counter the pact. $17, $18. $19. Let's see if they get greedy. $20. If they don't have a counter spell, which I imagine they do, this will be really funny. No shot. Did that? No. Did it not work? Is it still going to be 20? How many is this? Oh no. Is it going to be one short? Did I mess up? Oh, you know what I may have needed to do? I might need to let it resolve and then counter one of these. Is that right? Oh, did I mess up? I might have. How many is it? Ah, oh, dang. I may have given them the extra. I realize now. Because I think it then counted a storm after. Oh no, I was right. Hey, I was right. I'm alive. No, opponent. It's eggs all over again. Alright, well now I just sit back and wait. Alright, you do you, opponent. I'm gonna let you burn time. Freaking wild. Yeah, I don't know. This deck is okay. I think Chalice keeps it in check pretty well. I think it's really strange. I started Modern with Death Shadow, mainly because I thought it, A, had a lot of staying power, but B, because I thought that it was kind of like the policeman of Modern at the time, which it was. It was considered that. And then over time, obviously, Modern Horizons happened and that shadow no longer existed. But one thing... No shot, they still don't have it yet? They still don't have it. I want... If it's the last card... Oh, so close. If it was the last card, that would have been hysterical. But now Tron is kind of the policeman of the format with Mox Opal back. So interesting. Alright, well, we tried. We did almost get there. I'm wondering if there was a moment where I should have countered something earlier. I doubt my opponent falls for that again, though. I doubt it. But we'll be on the play for game number 3. Back to sideboarding. Yeah, all his dust really doesn't do anything. This member does nothing. I think, yeah, we keep this as is. I do think I should have grabbed the Tormod script in retrospect. I do think that was true. But we're on to play for game number 3. I mean, Chalice on 0. Yeah, we just keep this. Keep it. Chalice on 0. They need to find a Boseiju, which I don't think we saw. I'm not sure if we saw a Boseiju that entire time. I would love to see a tower. We could go for a second Chalice. Chalice on 0, Chalice on 1. Otherwise, there's a Tron on... Actually, yeah, I think a Tron on turn 3 if a lab is right. Yeah, let's go lab. Mine, Chalice, 0, pass. Beat that opponent. Game and play EE for 0. Ugin's lab. All is dust, pass. I guess they do have force. They need to be mindful of that fact. But getting Karn down by itself will be really difficult for them to deal with. I guess Mind Collapse. What else did we exile? We exiled mainly a Talisman and a Chalice. So I guess we want the Chalice, but like... It's gonna be difficult. Rumble. Imagine either a land or the Opal. Grabs Foothills. Okay. Vel. Another Chalice. Karn. Now they need a Mind Collapse. Mind Collapse deals how much damage? It deals 5. I guess they also have an Holy Heat, which would deal 6. I guess Unholy Heat is an issue. We can't Tormod script here. But ticking up on Karn does deal with Mind Collapse. That's an option. Yeah, I do wonder if maybe we should have Chaliced on 1 first. It would have mitigated the risk of Unholy Heat. It's kind of a 2 of. I'm not sure if they bring it in, honestly. Mind Collapse is definitely here. Take up Karn. I think Force kind of pushes us out of going Trinisphere for right now. Yeah, I need specifically on Holy Heat. Cash grab? I think that's next turn we... Okay, Rumble. Can't take the Rumble, and all these are dead in the Chalice. I guess they take the Opal. Chooses EE. I guess they could go EE on 1. A land would be good. Mystic Forge. Let's play the Forge, I think. Like, we could tick down for Trinisphere. That's an option. That's a risky one, I fear. Because all they need is a force. Yeah, let's tick up Karn. Play around on Holy Heat. And then play the Forge. They play the Foothills. We only know of EE in hand. What I really need to find is a Stone Brain to end this. That's not a Stone Brain. It would allow us to play Chalice on 1 and Trinisphere. Does Chalice on 1 really do as much? I guess it hits, like, Strike It Rich. 2, 3, 4, 5. Still died to, or Karn still dies to a Mind Collapse. I'll keep it as is. I'll give myself the ability to respond. Okay, we go Chalice on 0, Chalice on 1. No, because then if they get rid of Chalice on 0, then they can get rid of Chalice on 1 with EE. So we really can't do that. Yeah, so I think we just need to, like, keep Karn on board, basically. Karn's our saving grace. I think we do play Chalice on 1 next turn. I guess they could have multiple Mind Collapses. Like this. For 4. It's not the right color for a song. It's not an EE. Too much for endurance. Okay, so gonna play the Force on their turn. Why? That's odd to me. Why do it on their turn? I guess they didn't have the other green spell. That's the only explanation. So back on 0. We tick up Karn again. And then next turn we can tick him down. Yeah, but still, we're still playing around on Holy Heat. 2, 4, 5. The thing is I need to, like, actually win the game at some point, right? But the fact that they played Force tells me that they are struggling to get around Karn and Chalice. Breaker. Because what we can do now is I could take down Karn and grab Liquid Metal Coating and start chipping away at their lands. But then we would still be in range of Unholy Heat. The fact that I used Force, though, tells me that a Trinisphere might be right. And we'd still be in range of Unholy Heat. The next risk is that they have an Endurance in hand. I mean, if we do, we can tick down Karn. Oh, this is rough. I mean, we still have Chalice, though. If they Unholy Heat, we still have Chalice. They would need another Force, which it doesn't seem they have. We take it down to 5 or 7. Only 9. Endurance. Attack Karn down to 6. Meaning they need an Unholy Heat specifically. Regardless, either ways. But they need both Endurance and Unholy Heat. I'll just take up Karn and then pass. And next turn we'll tick down Karn. Cash grab. I guess I could also find another Chalice. Choose a Shifting Woodlands. Wouldn't really do much right now. Okay, so there's Unholy Heat. They could have another one. There's a song. There's the Mind Collapse on Karn. So now they need to find the Force. Yeah, maybe we should have ticked down for Trinisphere after all. That may have been the right move. I mean, they were just buying their time until they found enough to kill Karn. Ugh. And technically now they're just trying to draw into... Yeah, maybe Trinisphere was right. Because even if Karn dead, they wouldn't have enough mana. They would need specifically to find the Force. And this still lets them storm off. Kind of. Oh no, it still has some storm off. Yeah, so we should have tucked down for the Trinisphere after that first Force of Vigor. I think that was the right move, now I think about it. I just wanted to wanted to play around both the Mind Collapse and the Unholy Heat. When they had both, though. Same idea as if they had the Endurance and... Yeah, because right now this really doesn't matter, but they also need the Endurance. Eventually they'll be able to get the Force back into the deck. Yeah, Trinisphere is right. That was the right move. I mean, it shows my inexperience against this matchup of like what the right choices are. Obviously, Chalice and Zero is correct. But I think the Trinisphere definitely needed to happen earlier. Now they have the Force, and now they should have the win. A bit rough, but definitely a learning curve. They had to go through a lot of opals, though. There's the Endurance. But now they're going to have them all back in deck. They could already have the Grape Shot in hand, and I have no way to play around it. I mean, they eventually obviously found the Force, but if I would have had the Trinisphere, then they wouldn't be able to dig as deep. Well, lesson learned. Lesson learned. At least now I have a good understanding of how to play against this matchup, to where I need to not be so fearful of the Force and just try and apply as much pressure as possible. So take down Karn, grab Trinisphere, and if they have the Force, they have the Force. Otherwise, they can still storm through the Chalice. Yeah. Alright. Lessons learned. Here's the Grape Shot with 21. They did learn this time. Playing around the Warping Whale. Alright. Well, this is why we make mistakes, so we can learn from them. The meta's wide open, and there's so many decks that I haven't really played against, or if I have, it's been so long since I have that trying to remember what the right choices are is difficult. But GG's. I'm not sure at what point I should have grabbed the Trinisphere, because having the Chalice on 0 and the Karn was enough. I guess would have been after the second, or after the first Force, maybe? Maybe that would have been right. After the first Force, we tick down, grab Trinisphere, force them to have another Force. I guess the alternative is to grab Tormod's Crypt before we play the Chalice. Play Chalice, Tormod's Crypt. That way, if they get rid of the Karn and storm off with the 0-cost artifacts, that when they then eventually play Endurance, we Tormod's Crypt their graveyard. That could have been the play, actually. It means that even if they find the Force, we still disrupt their overall game plan. So tough to say. There's many ways to attack this matchup. I think the biggest thing is that we just didn't find a Stone Brain to get rid of that Song Creation or a Grape Shot. I think, obviously, that is our game plan, but since we didn't have one to the side, we couldn't just grab it. It does lead to the argument of, should you leave a Stone Brain in the side? But, like, as we saw there, sometimes Karn can be just too late. So I don't know. That's a good question. But either ways, we'll be back in just a bit with round number 4. All right, we are on the draw for round number 4. Doing the math, excuse me. Doing the math, we're out of contention for top 8. So now our main goal is to be in the top 16. More or less, again, we'll have to win every round here after. Still thinking back to last match. This hand, real quick, is interesting. We could 0 on 1, hold up the Warping Whale. Otherwise, we can Chalice on 1 on turn 2. Yeah, we can keep this regardless. Yeah, still thinking back to that last match. I think after the first force, we needed to just grab Trinisphere and play it. Force them to find the other force and endurance to bring it back into their deck, more or less. Stain Mire, cracked. Sacred Foundries could be energy. Yeah, it's looking like it is. Well, I think we're still on the plan for Soin Mega Spawn. We don't really want to play Chalice here, then. There's a question whether or not we want to play Warping Whale. On 2, however. Depends on what they play. If it's a Johnny, I think we exile it. If it's a Guide of Souls, we exile it. The second Ocelot Pride, I'm not sure about. But this is Mardu Energy. The Ocelot Prides will become an issue, however. Let's untap. There's a Thought Knot. Play the Power Plant. I mean, 2 Ocelot Prides is genuinely an issue. They can just kind of storm off of the game if I'm not careful. So I think we might want to Warping Whale one of them. I feel like they would have had other cards we need to worry about. They would have played them. So Chalice on 1, not looking great. Oh, Johnny. Well, now I have to contend with a Johnny on top of which. Ew. That's a bit frightening. I'm a bit more scared of the Johnny, to be honest. No reaction. To get rid of the Pride, the problem is, so they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. So we do want to get rid of Ocelot Pride here. Yeah, we're going to have to, because otherwise they'll have City's Blessing, they'll get multiple Cat Warrior tokens on top of which. Okay, so we will Warping Whale the Ocelot Pride. Oh, they have a Galvanic Discharge. I was worried about that with a Johnny. So Galvanic Discharge their own Ocelot Pride to flip the Johnny then. Yep. That was one of my concerns with that fetch staying up. Which means we'll also take 5 damage. And that is that gonna be enough for the City's Blessing? It is, yeah, shoot. Well, we untap with a Mystic Forge. 9, so we're gonna take 10 damage. Actually, more than that, right? Because if they just put a +1/+1 counter across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 9 damage. Soin Myco Spawn can block 2. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, we have nothing. Yeah, that's just the game. We have no way out of this one. I mean, we'll just play it out and make sure that they actually know how to finish it. But yeah, that is going to be the game, unfortunately. Another great example, like this deck is still plenty strong, even without Amteraptor, and even if they didn't see a single Guide of Souls, 2 Ocelot Prides is a strong thing to beat. Bombardment. Oh, well, yeah, just over then. They hit me for 9, sorry, 10, and then just ping me with Bombardment. Yeah. Rough. And this wouldn't have been horrible if we were to untap Mystic Forge. But that is good old GG's. Down to 3, ping me for 3. Make all the tokens. 1, 2, and 3. Yep. Alright, sideboard. Let's take a look, see. 2 dismembers in, and that's basically it. Whales are still good. Micro Spawn's out. So I think we just keep it like that. Once again, keeping the Thought-Knot Seers in rather than the Micro Spawns, because now we can't easily tell if they bring like Charma or White Orchid Phantom, etc. Though it is a bit more unlikely in the Mardu version. I don't think there was anything else I could have done there. Anything differently. Other than having just a faster hand, not really. Trying to think what else our opponent brings in. I think Mardu does play Dampening Sphere. But we're going to play for game number 2. We do have Natural Tron, for what it's worth. I mean, yeah, Natural Tron and Mystic Forge and Karn, this seems good if we don't die. So, let's go this way. And we'll at least get a turn, unless, there's a big unless there, they play Ragavan turn 1. In which case, then they could turn 2. Okay, no Ragavan. Power Plant, pass. Also have the Thought-Knot Seer, which is something to consider. Shadowy Backstreet, okay. Nothing else. That's odd to me. That smells like a Galvanic Discharge. Pithy Needle naming Karn. That's what I'm gonna guess. Yep. Okay, so that's smart. All his dust is good. I think we put up a blocker, see what our opponent's doing. Seasoned Pyromancer and Orcish Bowmaster. Discard 2 cards for each non-land card discarded this way. Yeah, let's get rid of the Pyromancer. The Bowmaster isn't as good as it used to be. Get rid of Pyromancer. And pass the turn. Pass the turn. This all dust in hand will help out a lot. Next turn we'll play the Forge. Exercise. Well, yeah. That was a good draw. And another fantastic draw. Jesus. Kozilek's Command. Very good. Let's play the Mystic Forge. Not really looking for that Ugin's Lab. Or that, for that matter. We have the Kozilek's Command, so we can exile the Guide of Souls. Dampening Sphere. Well, that's just a son of a... Bowmaster's still in play. Let's tap these for 5. And see if they play... I guess they can flash into Bowmaster whenever, though. Why do it now? That's what intrigues me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 7. Well, let's let the Bowmaster resolve. We'll take some beats, it's fine. Bowmaster will target me. And then, do you want to scry? No, then it'll have another trigger. We'll go ahead and exile. I guess a Guide of Souls. Alright, and then proceed. They'll get 2. They'll get the energy. They'll use the energy. This Pithy Needle actually is a bit of an issue. But we now have enough mana for All Is Dust. I think I'm going to Mystic Forge here. Thought Knot's good. Another Thought Knot. We know that there's a Pyromancer. You discard 2 and then draw 2. So on an empty hand, we kind of want to deal with that, don't we? Yeah. So Eldrazi Temple. And then let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Thought Knot off the top. We really don't want them casting the Pyro. Mystic Forge really isn't doing much for us here, not to mention we can't even cast it. We'll take another 3 though, because of Guide of Souls before we can All Is Dust. Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So block and block. Flage target Thought Knot. Yeah, a bit of bait. Three cards. This will be 4. All's Dust off the top. We got to keep the one in hand and dig a bit deeper. Yeah, we need to get rid of this Guide of Souls at some point, so let's go ahead and All Is Dust. Sorry, not that one. I want the one on top. No, forgot one Eldrazi Temple. Urza's Mine. We don't really want the Urza's Mine, but we'll pass as is. I'm gonna say stop on 0, or stop on end. Thoughtseize is fine. That puts them the 5 cards. Grabbing the Thought Knot. Are they hasting a Johnny? They can haste. That's the funny part. They can't haste a Flage, though, under Dampening Sphere. Charma. That is a slight problem. Now we're at 4. Urza's Mine will get us to 5, but to what end? Oh boy. Yeah, that Pithy Needle is actually an issue. Mystic Forge. Yeah. Dang. Just great timing on that Charmaw. We'll be at 5. But then what? Be at 5. Be at 2. Because they can still play... Well, they can't play the Flage right now. So maybe we need to lean on this All Is Dust. Okay. Somebody might go spawn. You're here at the wrong time, friend. Karn does nothing, but maybe... Who knows? Maybe they'll not think about it too hard. Alright, so the good news is they can't haste the Flage. I might be able to play it though. Yeah, just dump whatever. I can play it, so I'm now down to 2. Yep, you escape it. Is there anything that can save me here? I don't think so. Because Soy Michael Spawn definitely isn't it. World Breaker definitely isn't it. All's Dust is it, however I can't cast it. So yeah, that's a good old GG's. Unfortunate. Alright, well, on that note, we'll be back in just a little bit for round number 5. Alright, and we are back for round number 5. This hand is not keepable. This hand is interesting. I'll keep this. We are going to want Devourer, Ugin's Lab, Eldrazi Temple, Command, and I want to say Cavernous Souls. Game, if you could just swear to God. I just want to order my hand. The tower's going. That's what we're not keeping. Revealing the Devourer, passing. Christ almighty. Could be Ruby Storm. Could be Energy. Those are 2 likely options here. I really don't want any of this, to be honest. I mean, I guess we could take... No, we really don't want any of this. 2, 4, 7. Like, we have 7. Yeah, we don't want any of this. Draw a random card. Another command. I mean, we can cycle 1 if we really want to here. I think we just hold. Ooh, green. Oh, enchantments. Now that's a archetype I haven't seen in a hot minute. Huh. Okay. Let's play Thought-Knots here. See what we're playing with. Oh, there's a Solemnity. So they're trying to Solemnity lock me. Players can't get counters, can't put on artifact creatures or enchantments. I mean, we can always get through that with an Allah's Dust. I'm not too worried about that. Greater Armancy, enchantments. You control a Shroud. And training creatures, you have Shroud. Commune of Spirits. The top 4 cards are a library. Honestly, yeah, I don't really care about either of these. Because they can attempt to Solemnity lock me, but Allah's Dust will get through. So I think we just take the Commune with Spirits. There is the Oromancy. There's the Stomping Grounds. Temple. Attack with Thought Not Seer. There's a Solemnity. I mean, yeah, at this point, if we just find an Allah's Dust, it's pretty much GG's. So let's go digging. So this is Naya Enchantments. Another Kozilek's Command. Mega Spawn's okay. Kind of leaning towards Mystic Forge as well as Command. Actually, let's go Mega Spawn top. Kozilek's Command top. Mystic Forge top. And pass. So now we can play the Cavern of Souls for Eldrazi. We can play Mystic Forge. I guess I could have kept one. Could I have? Yeah, I think I could have kept one Eldrazi spawn. It's okay though. And then we'll get rid of their white source, because if they're trying to 9 lives lock us, then yeah. And then we grab a temple. Might as well play this talisman on top. And we don't really need the tower, but we'll leave it there for right now. Go to end step. Let's exile the tower. Find another tower. Exile the tower. Find a Devourer. Devourer's okay. Thought Not's better. Let's see what they're playing with. Splinter. What am I playing against? Splintered Twin Enchantments? Cosmic Rebirth? What does Cosmic Rebirth do? Target permanent in your graveyard, made a 3 or less. Yeah, I don't care about that, so I guess we just grab Splinter Twin. Let's play the Talisman. Another Thought Knot. Play Thought Knot. One more. And I guess grab the Cosmic Rebirth. And then go to attackers. I mean, we have lethal on board, and we can definitely search for a Allah's Dust, even if they find a 9 lives. I mean, that's lethal. They got nothing. Alright. Yeah, and players can't get counters, and artifacts, enchantments, or lands. I'll go to combat. That should be lethal damage. Okay, so Naya Enchantments. Interesting. Let's go to sideboard. Clearly Splinter Twin is their end game. So I guess bring in Brain. I didn't see anything where Chalice would be good. So probably want to bring in a Haywire Mite, probably Leveler. I doubt we want, I don't know, maybe we want Dismember because of whatever they're going to bring in. I guess in red they could have Fear of Missing Out. It's an enchantment. Ah. If it has Shroud though, it's going to be a bit more difficult to dismember. So Dismember might just end up a dead card. Yeah, in that case, I think we just keep as is. That's actually good to realize. I think they're probably doing Splinter Twin plus FOMO with an enchantment package. I imagine that's what their angle is. But we're on the draw for game number 2. And yeah, realistically speaking, as I've said before, we just need to win every match here forward if we want to be in the top 64. After that, then we're just aiming to break even. This hand is not keepable. This hand is still not really... It needs a land. Yeah, it's not really conducive. This, on the other hand, is interesting. We'll keep this. So we, of course, want to keep Tron. That much is clear. We probably want to keep the Devourer. Probably All's Dust as well. I would like this Talisman in case we find ourselves with a Mycospawn or Worldbreaker. I mean, we could probably dump the Devourer. We definitely don't need the Temple. I think we keep these two. Yeah. Reveal Devourer and pass. Arid Mesa, Devourer trigger. Probably Karn. Karn can grab Mystic Forge. So probably Karn on 3, unless we feel the need to All Is Dust. There's a Commercial District. Phyrexian Unlife. I guess they use that instead of 9 lives. So yeah, Phyrexian Unlife. As though you had Infect. Looting. Yeah, so I can only imagine this has FOMO and Splinter Twin as the win con. That'd be my thought, at least. Ulamog. That's nice. I wonder if we need to go Karn into Tormod script next turn. That way FOMO can't do what it needs to do. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Three. What you got, opponent? I mean, if you have a Besage, now's the time to use it. Solemnity. Okay. Well, let's play this. We'll have 9 next turn. I guess I could get rid of Solemnity here. Yeah, let's apply pressure on board and get rid of Solemnity. This way they can't Phyrexian Unlife in a easy way. Next turn, we probably tuck the Ulamog underneath the Lab. But to what end? We'll have 9 mana. I guess, well, I'd be able to still go Karn, Mystic Forge next turn regardless. Commune of Spirits. Finding what? Greater Oromancer. Oromancy, rather. Okay, that's fine. Haywire Mite. Yeah, let's play the Lab. No... I mean, there's no harm in imprinting, is there? I guess they could have the Beseju, but they wanted to Beseju Ulamog. Yeah, we'll not imprint. Hi, Butter. Play Karn. minus Karn. They can't FOMO kill me here, so we'll just grab the Mystic Forge. Play Mystic Forge. Can Thought Knot next turn. Down to 10. Faithless Looting with Flashback. Wheel of the Sun and Moon. The card would be put into enchanted player's graveyard from anywhere. Instead, that card is revealed and put on the bottom of that player's library. Fascinating. Well, let's play the Thought Knots here. See if they have anything. So I guess they're going... I guess another plan was Village Bellringer, and I guess they also have the 9 lives. Alright, really doesn't matter. We'll take the Bellringer as it's a win con, but we're going to tick up on Mystic Forge with Karn and present lethal. Alright. Definitely an interesting deck. Definitely leaning very hard into the Solemnity Lock to then be able to get to Splinter Twin. But a little bit slow, especially against us. Like, we're a slower deck, but we can definitely rush things out. I think a Beseiju definitely would have hurt us quite a lot, this match at least. But with that being said, we'll be going into round number 6 in just a few short moments. Alright, and we're back for round number 6 on the play this time. If only we had... Honestly, there isn't much redeemable here. Let me mulligan this. We can keep this. Turn 1, Temple. Turn 2, Mine. Talisman into Sowing Mycospawn. Followed up by a Mystic Forge. Dump the Forest. Yeah, this seems palatable. Bit slower than I like, but palatable. Let's see what our opponent's on. A Thoughtseize would be unfortunate. Burning Inquiry actually could still be really unfortunate, and sure enough it is. Well, at least we now can go into a Thought Knot Seer. So this looks like Rakdos Hollow One. 2 Thought Knot Seers, not bad. Pass. So this allows us to apply pressure as well as disrupt their hand, but that Phoenix in the grave's a bit scary. Another Goyf. Oh, into a Phoenix? Wild. Oh. Why would they do that? Right? They could have bestowed and swung in for 7? Huh. So that's 5. We really need to get to an Allah's Dust. That is for sure. Because they're going to swing in hard. FOMO. Well, we definitely need to get rid of FOMO. Because if they haste that, I think we just die. So either a temple or a lab off the top I think would be ideal here. There's the Faithless Looting. Arena of Glory. And then Bloodstained Mire. They have a land. So odd. I think we need to block here. Oh, I mean, next turn we'll be able to block here. I think we still need to block though, right? We can then disrupt their hand. So yeah, I think this is fine. We need to just survive until we hit this all is dust. Eesh. Another Nethergoyf. Yeah. Really needed that lab or a temple. Lightning bolt out. Okay, how much damage are we about to take? 7, 10, 15. Yeah, 15 damage? Wait, are they hasting something? What the fresh are you hasting? DRC, Jesus. Yeah, 15, 18 now? Yeah, that'll be 18 damage. 2 triggers off the DRC. Because 7, 10, 15, 18. So that's lethal. Damn. Well, sometimes you get there, sometimes you don't, and we unfortunately were one land short off of the Allah's Dust. Oh, I was wondering how the Goist grew. It was from the Tarfire, rough. And what would we have drawn? Okay, would not have mattered. So this is Rakdos Hollow One, which I don't have a good win rate against right now, as is. Stonebrain really isn't doing much here. Dismember is good. I think it's really just Dismember. You got the Myco spawns. I think that's about it. As far as hate from them, normally it's in the shape of a dampening sphere. Faithless Looting really has turbocharged this archetype, though. I do foresee a lot of graveyard hate coming in once the meta settles between Indomitable Creativity on the Persist plan, Rakdos Hollow One. I imagine I'm surprised not to see a lot more Goryo's Vengeance, but I can only imagine that they'll be hated out. But we're on the play for game number 2. I mean, this is a turn 2 Thought Knot. We even have a Warping Well as backup. The Chalice on 1 is also a thought, but I think we need to prioritize a threat plus. Bloodstained Mire, crack it for a untapped black source. Do we see the Thoughtseize? DRC is fine. Tower. Well, let's get a threat on board and interact with our hand. Lightning Bolt, Hollow One. Well, we need to get rid of Hollow One. And we don't block the DRC. So Hollow One out. Next turn we'll probably Chalice on 1. There's Faithless Looting. And drops the Bolt and a Crypt. Plays the Wooded Foothills. Imagine DRC is cast. Thoughtseize. That will be the 4th type, won't it? No, because Faithless Looting is sorcery. So they'll still be down 1 type. We can Warping Wail then. Okay. I mean, we could just Thought Knot again. Let's see if they block as an attempt to get a creature into the grave. They do not. Well, let's go ahead and Thought Knot again. You know about the DRC. 2 Burning Inquiries and a DRC. Take the threat we know. Probably is the right move. Yeah. At the same time, yeah, take the DRC. No DRC for you. There's a Burning Inquiry number 1. I'm actually kind of fine with DRC being turned on here, because that then forces them to attack. They can't block. Burning Inquiry number 2. I guess they'd be trying to play a Hollow One here. You can play Karn. Actually, even better, you have a Kozilek's command, so I think we're good. Yeah, good stuff. The Thought Knots came through. Alright, that's a win for game number 2. Not much to run. Not much to change here, just run it back the same. On the draw for game number 3. This hand is not keepable. This hand is not much better. This hand is... It could have been good. But I think we need to keep it. So keep pitch Karns. And we're going to be leaning hard on this All Is Dust. Bloodstained Mire, crack, shock, and cast what? Burning Inquiry. Well, that didn't really change much, though that Chalice would have been nice. Another Karn. How did we... We put 2 Karns to the bottom, and that hasn't changed. How do we find our last 2 Karns? Jesus. Reign of Glory. Hasting of FOMO. Yep. And they do have Delirium. Straight Wraith. So that's going to be 4 damage down to 16. A Thought Knot Seer would be good here. That is not a Thought Knot Seer. I'm really missing that Talisman, because that would have allowed us to play Karn on 3 into a Tormod's Crypt. Another 4 down to 12. Yeah, that... Missing out on that Talisman was really rough, actually. Really? Just passing. Drawing into all the wrong cards, man. So we're going to go down to 8. I fear that they're going to fetch, cast Orcish Bowmaster into a Burning Inquiry next turn. Yeah. Yeah, that sure is a thing that's about to happen. And then Burning Inquiry grew the freaking orc army by 3. Double tap with the fear of missing out. Okay, we need to actually hold on. No, we've drew into nothing. Fresh hell. So that's 8 damage from. Yeah, it's 8 damage from the orc army. So that's lethal. Yep, that is in fact the game. Oh, brutal. Yeah, we really needed that talisman so we could have played the Karn on 3 and then Tormod's Crypt. So that way FOMO wouldn't have the ability. Unfortunately. Unfortunately not happening. Well, with that being said, we'll be back in just a bit for round number... Was it round number 7? Yep, round number 7. Alright, and we are back for round number 7 on the play. Another somewhat, like, okay hand. I'll keep it. On the play, which makes it once again a bit more palatable. I'll go lab. Oh, I'm on upkeep. Like, what? Why am I not doing anything? Lab, trigger, Ulamog, pass. In an ideal world, we would draw into a temple, so I could turn to Thought Knot. Parlor is either Storm or Energy. Unable to tell. Well, let's play the Power Plant and pass. Let's see. It is Storm. So, we now have to ask an interesting question. I think Thought Knot is correct. Karn would only be able to grab us Tormod's Crypt. So let's go Thought Knot. And if they Valakut Awakening, they have nothing. Glimpse isn't great either for them. Either one is really a good option in the grand scheme. Glimpse lets them see 3 deep, whereas Valakut would let them dig. They need to play a land plus a reducer. I mean, Valakut in the long run lets them see more, but Glimpse does ramp them for anything they don't play. Well, actually, this just says... Yeah, so it ramps them. But it's until end of turn. So taking Valakut's probably the right move. Because they either play land, play Glimpse, or play Ral, play Glimpse, and then they do nothing. So let's take Valakut. And pass. Next turn we can grab Trinisphere. Oh, Jesus Christ, of course they draw into the Manamorphose. Ral. Cool. Past in Flames. Fascinating. So Manamorphose again. Comes down to his final 2 mana. And then Glimpse for 1. That Manamorphose out the top. Brutal. Glimpse. Okay, so that's fine off the Reckless. They're one short there, so that's fine. Next turn they can do it. Okay, so that could have been worse. 2 rituals. The Past Inflamed, there's still one unknown, not to mention Rao will be able to exile. So let's play the tower. Yeah, play Karn. Tick down Karn. This is game 1, so I feel like they shouldn't have access to Grape Shot main. So we can just go Stonebrain. Stonebrain. Stonebrain name Wish. And that should be the game. Unless they have a Grape Shot main, which I don't think they should. Okay, so this looks like Boros Ruby Storm. So Stonebrain in, Dismember in, Leveler in. And Warping Wheel stays in. We'll cut our Swine Micro Spawns, keep the Thought Knots. On the draw for game number 2. This hand might be a turn too slow, but we could potentially redeem it if Devourer finds a lab, so we keep. Reveal Devourer. So we could benefit from a lab. There is the lab. Draw. Devourer. Play the Stonebrain, so now they need a Static Prison. And they play a Static Prison, they're not winning. Do you have the nuts to win on turn 2? It's not impossible. It'd be a ritual into a reduction into more rituals. So it's not impossible for them to just try and go off here. I think we name Ruby Medallion if they don't play a Ruby Medallion. And if they have a Rao, we can exile it. And then name Ruby Medallion. There's the ritual. There's the Rao. There's a ritual. God. Where's the impulse? There's a Valakut. Draw 3. Yep, draw 3. There's a ritual. Swear to God, are you going to actually flip the Rao? Resolve. Resolve. Oh my word. I need them not to win the flip. For the love of God, you won it. God dang it, man. Okay, so now we get to see what they hit off a Rao. Reckless, Morphos, Wish, which means they'll have access to whatchamacallit, Past in Flames. Yeah, there's the Ruby Medallion for the reduction. Manamorphose. Ritual. Impulse for Rao. Play the Rao. Do it, you coward. Yeah. Past. Oh, you found the Past in Flames. Okay. Yeah, so you get to 19. And then, actually not even 19, you get to 18 Wish and then Grape Shot. That's possible you only have one in deck, which would be really funny. So you might actually have to continue to flip through. Wish. Do you have the Grape Shot on the side? Ralph flips. There's a Grape Shot, okay. Which makes me think they may have not brought it into main. They could just have an Empty to Warrens instead. The turn 2 win. Nutty. And it came down to a coin flip on that Ral too. Ridiculous. That is what that is. Alright. Game 3 it is. Yeah, we run it back as is. Not much to change. That was just rough. Literally the last mana they needed to flip the round. If they had lost, I think we would have won. Exile the Ral, name Ruby Medallion. And that'll probably be it. But we're on the play for game 3. Yeah. We can keep this. We're going to want to play the Talisman instead of the Brain. Reveal the Devourer. Trigger. Chalice of the Void would be a good backup. Honestly, it might just be better in general. We kind of want to get Brain down. Well, we get Brain. So, okay. Yeah. Well. Chalice is just better. Because it breaks pretty much the entire deck, but they must have brought in Static Prison. We won't be able to play Brain under Chalice, though. We'll go Chalice. Lab. Devourer. Impulse. Pass. And then let's cast Chalice for 2. And pass. So now they need Static Prison. If they Static Prison the Chalice, at least then I have a backup. I also have no threats on board is the problem. Well, there's an Ulamog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, let's imprint the Ulamog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you want to bring back the Devourer in hopes of drawing into a Temple. Though I guess we have a lot more 7-drops than we do Temples, so maybe we actually just hold, because that would be 4, 6, 7 in hand. So yeah, I think we just hold in that case. They go for an Elegant Parlor here to Surveil. No. Okay, that's strange. Okay, so at the end of this turn, we will bring back the Devour, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. Oh, shoot. Oh, okay. That's fine. How much are you drawing? 7? I bet you're drawing a full new clutch of cards. Draw 7, yeah. Because you're really just looking for the Static Prison at this point. The problem is if you find it, it's possible you could just lose on the spot. Another Chalice wouldn't be bad. We could put on 2. Return Devourer to hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yes. Well, I think this is more important. Chalice on 2. So now you need 2 static prisons and or a shattering spree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, we'll just play this, no imprint, and pass. So yeah, you would need shattering spree now. Okay, I guess they have prismatic ending, yeah. Dust does nothing. Let's put a threat on board. And now they need to get rid of the next chalice. They have 3 turns. Mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only world where we could play Ulamog would be a power plant, but we would be able to do so just by getting the power plant, so no point in grabbing back Ulamog. You have 1 more draw after this. Moving to discard. So they have 1 draw to get rid of this chalice. Another Devourer. Well, let's go to combat. Don't think it will really matter here. If they find a way to get rid of Chalice, I think they win. And if they don't, then we win. No shot. Well, I guess Faithless Looting will help them get there. Oh, Faithless Looting. And we got there. Good stuff. Alright. Well, with that being said, we are that much closer to our goal, which is now breaking even with a 4-4 record at the end of 8. With that being said, I'll be back with round number 8 in just a few short moments. Alright, and we are back for round number 8 on the draw. Goal here is to 4 and 4, come out even on this, though there's a possible chance that we do make top 64, which would net me some rewards, so it is worth it to play it out. We'll have to wait and see how this round fares, though. Then tomorrow I'm kind of doing the same thing. I'm actually going to be playing in both the Pioneer Qualifier as well as playing a Modern Challenge. Hand's interesting. Doesn't really do much, though, unless we draw into a Talisman. I mean, I guess a Talisman, a Lab, Thought Not on 3, Kozilek's Command could also accelerate us. Like, we have actually a decent amount of ways to accelerate into Karn on 3. But is it enough? I think there are better hands. This is worse. This is interesting. Drop that. Probably drop the Talisman too, honestly. That way we can go Temple, Mind, Command, Mind, Thought Not. Yeah. See what we're up against. Misty Rainforest and pass. Draw. Chalice. We could go Chalice on 1 on turn 2. Yeah, we'll hold up Command and then Chalice X equals 1 on turn 2, unless we see a need for Chalice on 0. We can always cycle the command if you really need. Undercity Sewers might tell me that this is a Temur Murktide or Oculus Could also be Psychic Frog. Yeah. So Chalice on 1 is okay-ish. Would love to see a temple on top. A whale. Huh. Unfortunately, I'm not able to... Actually, so here's an interesting question. Exile target creature of power or toughness 1 or less. If they were to grow it, then Warping Well loses its target. It's no longer legal. So I think Chalice on 1 is the best move here. See if they have a force. No force, so that bodes well for us exiling it next turn. We could also try and clear the way of a Thought Knot if we really were concerned. Okay, getting rid of an Unearth. Getting rid of another Unearth. And they don't tap out another frog. Karn. Yeah, I don't think they have a way to counter this. So let's go ahead and exile frog number 1. Do they have the force? Oh, of course you would draw into the force then and there. Yeah. Worst case scenario. I was really hoping that would resolve and we might be able to sneak in the Warping Whale for the other one. There's a possibility where we still do, but it's unlikely it actually will play out. Yeah, especially now. Dang. Draw 3. Is this an Oculus or Murktide? Looks like a Murktide. Yep. So that's 10, 12, 12, 15. So that's lethal on board. And Ugin's Lab will not cut it. So we can go Ugin's Lab. No imprint. Thought Knot Seer gives me a blocker. They can't float both frogs, so I'm not dead yet. They can pump that up to 6. No, that's still 13 damage if they just pitch their hand. Yeah. And Warping Whale, they could just float the frog in response. So relying on them making a mistake. Yeah, okay, well, let's try it and see if they do make a mistake. Oh, interesting. That makes this that much worse, I think. Because I think that's still the 1 damage they need to win. Because now they have 2. They can float a frog. That's 11, and then Bowmasters is 12, yeah. Unfortunate. They just found the force at the right time. Alright, well that is Temur Murktide, a loss in game 1. And let's move to sideboard. Let's bring in Dismember. In this matchup, we actually, well, no, because like it can counter Unearth. Yeah, Dismember, Leveler, we'll move from sideboard. Cut 2 Mycospawn and an All Is Dust. Keep the Whale, keep the Talismans, everything else the same. So really for Chalice, it's Chalice on 1, Chalice on 2 here. Especially in game 2, game 3 with Consigned to Memory. Trying to think of what else they bring in if they don't already have it in main deck. Harbinger of the Seas. On the play for game 2. I mean, it's Natural Tron. We'll keep it. Kozilek's Command and Karn. I would like a green source for destroying Mycospawn and Worldbreaker, because this matchup really does rely on us getting bodies on board. They do mulligan to 6. This could be too slow. Alright, pass the turn. Seems like either a Spell Snare or a Consigned to Memory. Another command is good. If they try and play Harbinger on 3, we can just exile it in response. Thought Scour. Nothing good there. We'll hold up the ability to respond so we can cycle in case we need to, though I don't foresee that being an issue. Shock and Thoughtseize. Yeah, that resolves. Imagine they take Karn here. I guess they could also take the Kozilek's Command. We'll likely just play the Kozilek's Command on their end step. Could also do it on their upkeep. They must have a Consign in hand, hence why they're holding up that 1. So we can't really play the Devour freely. We want to free up that ability with the Kozilek's Command on end step. Delta. End step. Let's go ahead and cast it for x equals 5. And see if they use a counter or a consign, because that does determine what they have in hand. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Draw for turn. Karn. They likely still have the counter. Devour would do nothing. So we do need to pass here and force them to pay more mana. There's an argument here to maybe going Kozilek's Command, but if they have the Consign and then have a Harbinger, that would be a bit rough. Oh, so it's Grixis. Grixis Murktide. Alright. Draw. Do you find a land? If you do, that could have been trouble, or could be trouble. Frog. Yeah, frog. We'll go to end step. And Kozilek's command. And attempt to exile it. See if you use another consign. Actually, I might hold up 2 just for the off chance of a frickin' Spell Pierce. Okay, so that didn't really matter. Good news is we have the Devour as backup. So we'll pay to 7, get a body on board, and exile the frog. That's really what we needed to finish this out. And now they're kind of playing a game of catch up. Right now we do have Karn available. Could be an Oculus. Yep, there's that abhorrent Oculus. That is a good card. Another power plant. Well, let's play Karn. Let's go ahead and minus Karn. Let's grab a Cityscape Leveler. Well, do you want a Leveler? Could grab a Ballista X2 attacking with Devourer. Huh. Could also just get rid of the Manifest creature and attack in with the Devourer. I mean, both are actually decent options here. It forces them to either block. I mean, they would have the Manifest creature and then they risk me destroying it. Oh, interesting. Alternatively, you can just grab a Forge and go for value. Not to mention, I remember now that Leveler's in deck. Let's go Forge. We know it will resolve. Okay, that makes this interesting. We'll attack in. See if you double block? Didn't think so. Fatal Push, and then we'll pass. On end step, I'll think about whether or not we want to activate Forge. Consider their options. Draws a card, put this one in a grave. Shoot the sheriff? A Froge. Karn, and that leaves back 7 mana. So X equals 3. Not enough to kill the Froge. They will have another 2/2. Yeah, the abhorrent Oculus is a bit annoying. Let's activate the Forge. Chalice is okay. Trigger. One moment, my cat's trying to eat something they shouldn't be. Disaster averted as the 2-year-old cat was trying to chomp on cardboard netting, more or less. kinda don't want this Chalice either, to be honest. I'll draw the lab. Impulse is interesting. It allows us to play the Breaker, which can then block the Abhorrent Oculus. Let's first go attacking. See how they process this. Okay. We can... So that would be 3, 5, 7, 8. Well, let's play the Talisman regardless. Does the Talisman get forced? Talisman does not get forced. Actually, I can probably make this more efficient. Ugin's Lab. No imprint. I also can go 3, 2, 4, 5. No, I'd be one short if I went with Sowing Mycospawn. So yeah, we'll do this. Leaving 2 behind. We'll get rid of the red source. So now they can't really attack freely into Breaker. On upkeep, we'll probably get rid of this Eldrazi Temple. Consider probably looking for a Shoot the Sheriff at this point. Meltdown's in there, not really doing much. And looks like we'll take game 2. Didn't really see anything that would suggest that we should run it back any differently, so pretty much just going to ship it. I'm trying to think what they have red for. I guess the Meltdown, maybe Splinter Twin even. Biggest thing's just going to be getting bodies on board early, Thoughtseer, whatnot. On the draw for game 2. Another natural Tron and a Dismember for a Harbinger. Yeah, I think we keep this. Even can hold up a Warping Whale on 2. Well, if they take the Dismember, I think it's pretty telling. Guess we can also Chalice on 2. Taking Chalice, interesting. Maybe holding up for a Consign. Talisman of Impulse. Might be worth playing that instead, but holding up the Warping Whale might be good. Well, I guess also, another Thoughtseize. I guess also the red is for Faithless Looting. Yeah, that makes sense. Is there a world... I just realized they missed their land drop. Wild. There's a world where they pick up a red source, Faithless Looting into an Unearth, so I think we hold up the Warping Whale. And next turn we play the Talisman. Sewers. Froge. Yep, and that's how we held up the Warping Whale. Counter target sorcery spell. And pass. And draw. Do you have a force? I ask again, do you have a force? You do not. let's draw or do this, and looks like opponent is going to concede out. I guess they didn't really have much in hand, but that will secure our final goal of breaking even for this qualifier. Unfortunately, we didn't make it to top 8, but sometimes we win some, sometimes we lose some. And I definitely think I probably could have won my round 3 against Song of Creation. I think I just didn't play it well. I think I just don't have much experience against that deck specifically. And in retrospect, I think after that first Force of Vigor, knowing what I know about the list now, I think it was right for me to immediately Karn minus Trinisphere, because then they're having to search for their second Force or Endurance, then get Force back in. So I think that would have been the right move. So, lessons learned from our mistakes. Mardu Energy, there was nothing we can do. Indomitable Creativity, nothing we really could do. Rakdos Hollow One, yeah, not much we could have done other than maybe kept a better hand. I think that Burning Inquiry pitching our Talisman really wrecked us, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Sometimes win some, sometimes lose some, sometimes variance is in your favor, and sometimes it is not. But with that being said, that there will be the end of today's video. As always, if you did enjoy, please hit that like button, comment down below if you did see any mistakes I could have done, or if you noticed any mistakes I made, if you have any feedback for me, any different lines that maybe I didn't see and discuss. It always is appreciated. At the end of the day, as much as I put out this content to help you guys learn, it also is there for me to learn when I rewatch it later. So your comments do really help me out, look at things maybe a little bit differently than I would otherwise. And of course, we are actually trending, I believe when I did the math, in 333 days, we'll be able to monetize our videos if we do keep on trending in regards to the number of watch time, or the amount of watch time in hours. However, the one metric that I'm not sure will hit, because it is up to you guys, is subscribers. So if you guys aren't already subscribed and do make it this far, it would be really appreciated if you do hit that subscribe button. With that being said, I'll be back next time. Bye bye.